Welcome to Sneaky Athletic. This week we're recording on our brand new fucking mixer.
The drunk purchase.
Yeah. It's got all kinds of new features. Just at our fingertips. So that'll come into play as we get a little bit better. I talked about it on the Instagram, so we can actually make calls with this thing. And I plan on also setting up a voicemail to play off my computer, a little Google voicemail. So those are some new things that are coming up. As of today's episode, we have all our regular segments. We're going to talk NBA All-Star Weekend and the dunk contest. We're going to talk XFL and a little NFL news because it popped back up, staying relevant. And then we're going to talk the Houston Asterisks. Other than that, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I don't.
Okay, so before we get into the episode, let me read a quick ad from our sponsors at Fertilizer Service Company. If you're a listener, you already know about these guys. They're the best in the business. They're up in God's country, Northwest Missouri. They're supplying everybody with all their fertilizer needs. They are, like I said, best in the business, and they do it all. They cover it all. So if you need them coming up in this spring planting season, make sure to hit them up at 660-686-2402. Give them a like on their Facebook page. They're located off Highway 59 in Fairfax, Missouri. And as always, they're keeping God's country as good as she grows. All right, let's get started.
My heart, my soul, I gave it all. But loving you was never easy.
Let's switch it up a little bit today.
Okay,
Let's start from the back and go forward.
sounds good.
All right, so my SAP MDB this week is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Nice.
And I just don't think we've talked about this show really. It's a great show if you want a little laugh. It touches on a little bit more humor that isn't just like bonk ya or, you know, this character did something stupid. It's a little bit more societal, and I really enjoy that.
I think it's the perfect show for if you want to be like dual screening, like if you want to be on your phone and watching a show, if you like, you don't have to pay attention to every single line because it's basically a bunch of skits put together. Like they do have a running theme.
Yeah, they have a lot of callbacks. I do appreciate the callbacks a lot.
But you can go in and out of it.
That's fair.
It's not like you have to be like 100% attentive the whole entire time. But this new season is really good.
Yeah, the first episode really made me laugh a lot. And my second piece here is in Toy Story 4, instead of creating all individual cobwebs by hand, Pixar created AI spiders that were programmed to spin the webs wherever the cobwebs need to be.
So they, like the animation itself was smart.
Yeah, like it was a computer program that would build it in so they were all unique. That's wild.
That blows my mind that like movie creation has come to that point.
I wonder how they do wind effects on, you know, real close animation shots like The Lion King or The Jungle Book where you can almost see their fur a little bit.
This shit goes like way over my pay grade.
A lot of stuff I don't want to
Like I wish I was that skilled at something.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. You got anything to watch?
So one, I went and saw Parasite.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go watch it.
I will.
Everybody needs to watch it. It's a true commitment. It's 2 hours of, I'm not a big subs guy, but it's reading subtitles. It's easy to digest that way.
Well, it's hard for you to read.
Yeah. I'm dumb. I'm on the record as saying I'm bad at reading.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like subtitles. I'll admit it. I'll be the first to admit it. But I also, it's just a beautiful movie. Like, I don't know that it's something I'm going to watch a ton. One, obviously the subtitles, but two, it's like a lot to digest every time. But it's definitely worth a watch. Like, I think it was deserving in Best Picture, and it's starting a movement. It's opening things up, but definitely worth it. If there's a screening at a local theater, find that. If you can find it online, find that, and watch it. It's worth it 100%. So then my next one, should I go Outsiders or McMillions? Because I just watched the first episode of McMillions.
I would say McMillions since we've already done the Outsiders.
it's looking like it's going to be a tasty little treat.
Okay.
So the lead detective, I don't know if you want to call it lead detective, but the main detective that they're interviewing during the whole process, he's hilarious.
Love
and
it.
he's like just saying everything.
Big
Like,
Mac guy or not a Big Mac guy?
I don't know. They haven't revealed that yet.
Okay.
But, and they have everything. So like a lot of their undercover work, they were doing it as a film crew going and seeing these winners. So they just have footage of everything. They have footage of every single like person, them just like directly interviewing them as undercovers. It's fucking awesome. And, they also like all the wiretaps. They've just like released everything. So HBO has access to every single thing.
That's awesome.
So you're getting a full dive inside of what is about to happen. And there's people from McDonald's, like all the way up. Their head of like global marketing is interviewing in this thing. Like they have tapped every single resource. So it's going to be a great series.
That's awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay. Google this.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to go ahead? You want me to?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I was doing a little light reading today.
Were you?
Got a little bored at work.
Contradictory.
And,
Like children's books or?
no. And so I was scrolling through my Twitter feed and, I don't know if you ever heard all the stuff about Fleetwood Mac and them creating the Rumors album, but basically everybody was fucking each other and like there's a lot of divorces and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, I want to read a little bit more about this, the creation of this album. So I just click on this Rolling Stones article. It's like 10 things you didn't know about the creation of Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. Number 9, the band considered thanking their coke dealer on the album creation. Excuse me, the album credits. So when they were recording the record Rumors, it was impossible for them to avoid the topic of rampant cocaine use. They said they literally, it was less for pleasure and it was more for them to like
Actually do it.
yeah, like they were combating fatigue and like everybody was cheating on each other and never sleeping at night. So
I think that's also kind of what you say if you have a coke problem.
yeah, so they
need this.
there's a famous quote in here and it said Fleetwood famously worked out that if he laid all of his cocaine that he had snorted into one single line, it would have stretched 7 miles.
How much cocaine do you think he took to do that math?
Yeah,
A lot.
Yeah, I mean that he was off an ounce, just sitting there being like, yeah, no, 7 miles.
Him and Pablo were probably best friends back then.
And they were actually going to thank the cocaine dealer, but he died before the album was released. He got caught by somebody and killed.
So he died actually.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like the memory of him had died since he had gotten
No, like
locked up.
they were trying to reach out and get more cocaine and they're like, no, he's dead.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
And so yeah, but Fleetwood Mac, they like cocaine.
They do.
What's your Google this?
Do you know which one of those is the wheel wheel button? Okay. So I actually don't have a conspiracy corner or a Google this. I have one of those combined into one.
Oh my God.
But it's a question for you. So there are 8 theories on how we haven't found aliens yet.
Okay.
The first one is the rare earth. Essentially, we're unique. You know, we have beat the odds. The bottleneck, which is they didn't survive. All the things that, you know, it would take to survive this long and, you know, be able to reach out to us. The great filter, the earth was subjected to 5 mass extinction events that really slowed us down. The great silence, which means that we're not worth it to aliens. The early birds, earth had an early head start somehow. You know, we don't really have an explanation, but we're essentially ahead of everyone else.
Okay.
Not life as we know it. We have life at the wrong time. So we're actually so much further behind everyone else that would have been able to reach us that we outlived them.
Okay.
Because we started later as well. A long road ahead of us. Basically, we haven't gotten there yet, or in a galaxy far away, which is we haven't been able to reach them.
Okay.
So a galaxy far away, long road ahead. We are born at the wrong time. We're born earlier than everyone else. We're not worth it. The extinction events, put us behind. We're rare and unique, or everyone else just didn't survive.
Are you asking me which one I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
We're not worth it.
Fair enough.
I think that they've looked and they're like, no.
Well, my counter argument to that would be nuclear physics. I think that that's something that's probably unique, at least somewhat, to our planet, because a lot of the UFO activity actually picked up after we were able to make nuclear bombs. So it's fair enough.
I don't know. We could go deep into your conspiracy corner.
Oh, we don't need to. I just wanted to know what you thought. People are, hearing me all the time, just blurt it out. So
I just think it all exists out there. And we don't have the access, like you and I don't have the access to that information.
There's so many possibilities, and
They're
that's why
literally
I think
limitless.
Maybe we are unique with nuclear energy. Maybe we aren't worth it. Who knows?
I don't know.
What about you? You already did Google this?
Yeah, so I got to what the feed.
So do I.
I tweeted this out from the pod account. Did you see this fucking jetpack in Dubai?
Yes, I did watch that video.
It's the most insane thing. If you guys haven't seen this, go to our Twitter feed. I basically just say like, "Welcome to 2020. This is insane." But it's this crown prince of Dubai. Posted this video of a major milestone, the quest to achieve 100% autonomous human flight. And this motherfucker's just like on a dock, and he's got this thing. I mean, it looks like a big ass jetpack, has wings coming off of it.
Looks like an Iron Man suit, the one that he built for his buddy with the wings.
Yeah. The one whose legs didn't work, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I can't think
and
he's that guy is now
Captain America. And all they did is just like add a couple of fuel tanks, essentially.
Yeah.
Is kind of what it looks like. I mean, it's not as wide, but wild.
It's like small enough to where you can like stand with it and walk around.
Yeah, and you have to watch the whole thing through because initially he just gets up and he's like kind of floating. You're like, okay, I've seen this hovering shit before, and dude just takes off.
He takes off, and then he goes above the buildings of Dubai.
Wild.
And like he doesn't come down, so I'm concerned for his safety.
I mean, those are also pretty tall buildings, which is wild.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm rewatching it right now, and he just fucking takes off and goes.
Yeah,
and he's just immediately, like, he's kind of going and then just ascends and goes too high. It's too fucking high. I'll be honest. It's too high.
I'm kind of scared of heights.
Like, what if he passes out? I couldn't tell if he has an oxygen mask on or.
They've probably done the math if they're that far in the production of it.
They have enough money.
That's
all
true.
I'm learning is there's just people with too much fucking money out there. Like, I'm worried about what I'm going to eat. And they're worried about, like, is my jetpack guy going to pass out when he reaches 5,000 feet in the air?
So you're a socialist because you hate jetpack flight.
No, I love jetpack flight. I'm just, like, my daily concerns do not involve jetpack flight. And other people in this world, their daily concerns are like, is my jetpack going to work today?
It's fair.
It's like, oh, it must be fucking rough.
I bet it is for them.
I guess. What's your what the feed?
Someone else who just has to have a rough life because decision making is poor. So it is presidential candidate Pete Bloomberg. Oh God, I just morphed into the worst villain ever.
That's a super rat villain.
Yeah. Oh God. Pete Buttigieg has a supporter, and he was on Twitter. He is at Easy Chindiyu, CHINEDUU. But his name has one less U. Fun fact. He's an African guy who is supportive
from Nigeria, right?
I'll give me a second.
Okay.
He's supportive of America's baby, Pete Buttigieg. Defeat the Bernie Bros is what he says. It doesn't actually say. Well, I did hear that he is a Nigerian, but his top tweet is at Pete Buttigieg's campaign manager about wanting to be farted on, which is concerning enough in itself.
Yeah, like in a box, in a fart box.
Nothing I would want to do less.
I don't care who you are.
If it slips out, I'll give you a pass.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be trapped in a box with somebody farting into it.
I don't want
It's like some jackass shit.
Yeah. But he is Nigerian. Doesn't say whether he is, here in America or somewhere else, but he liked Bernie in 2016, and we all thought it was a burner for the campaign ladies account, but the lady who reported it says, I take no pleasure in reporting that this Nigerian Pete supporter is real.
Has literally a picture of him like holding up a sign like, I am not less whatever her name.
Liz Smith, yeah.
Liz Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just fucking hilarious. That a guy woke up one day and he was getting contacted by so many people and was forced to write that on a piece of paper and take it. like, I know I'm not the campaign manager for Pete Buttigieg.
And he's left up the fart tweet. It's his pen tweet.
He's proud of it. I mean, he had to create that.
Mm-hmm.
So much work for just a disgusting, vile picture.
Yeah. Maybe it worked out for him, though. Maybe it worked out.
Who knows? Do you have a lifestyle? I don't have a lifestyle tip.
Well, my lifestyle tip is asking for lifestyle tips.
Okay, so you're going to ask me for one?
Anybody, honestly. But if you want to give it to me, I'm asking for time management tips.
Oh, I'm wrong person.
Okay. Well, out into the atmosphere, please get back to me.
Yeah. At DJ_Bill Clinton.
Yes.
What's your beef of the week then?
My beef this week is chain restaurants. Not because they exist, but because two of them exist and they taste different, although they are the same.
Explain.
I mean, I have gone to different Wendy's and their fries taste different. I've gone to different Starbucks and their coffees taste different. And this weekend I had a coffee from an actual Starbucks, not the normal Starbucks I go to, which is in the closest grocery store to us, 10 times better. It was fucking fantastic.
Do you think it was the workers, the actual ingredients and supplies, or the scale of the
I think
restaurant?
The workers take a portion of that. I do think that these people were a little more attentive. They took my order quicker. They were nicer when I walked in the door. But do I think that the other things, didn't play any sort of factor? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I do think the workers played a small factor.
I think foot traffic makes, that Starbucks you went to, I always see a line of cars around the parking lot. There's nobody ever at that one inside the Gerbs.
And they have two people working there.
Yeah.
Almost always.
It's only two. Yeah. Sometimes just one person.
That's all they need. But I'm sick of that. I shouldn't go to two different IHOPs and get waffles.
What? Okay. I mean, I agree. There should be a principle. A man has to have his principle.
That's the whole reason you go to a fast food joint. Is because it's going to taste like the last one.
Convenience and consistency.
Yeah. I want a burger. I know what it's going to taste like here. Okay.
That's what America wants.
Yeah.
If I had to boil it down to what most people's interests are, they want things to be convenient to them. I mean, we literally have a store that's branded after convenience stores.
Yeah.
There's
thousands of them across the U.S. and they all have different names, but they're all called by one thing.
Yeah, they're a C-store, convenience store. And consistency.
C-store?
Yeah.
I think that's an asshole move.
Sorry. I don't call it that, but that's what people call it.
I've never heard anyone actually say that.
I have.
Are they assholes?
I don't specifically remember which person said it and which person didn't. So
we're going to go ahead and assume for the point of this argument.
Okay.
Yeah, asshole.
So you have your C stores and you have your convenience stores and you have
quick stops.
Yeah. You have a level of consistency that you expect and a level of convenience that you expect at all points in time, no matter what. So I don't know. I think that it's important, and that's a good complaint, Alec.
I'm sick of it. What's your beef?
My beef of the week is Dwayne Wade and his judging of the NBA dunk contest this weekend. Because my man, Aaron Gordon, who's never been my man before, but he is now, got robbed of his third dunk title?
Third dunk contest.
I know
he thinks he's been robbed 3 times.
Well, he's been robbed twice. D-Wade, it was an inside job. All he cares about is getting those fucking Miami players who don't need his help anymore. You're retired, D-Wade.
I will say he was clearly biased.
it was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It was there was a couple things at play. One, he either wanted to get out of there and go to the after party with like LeBron and all those guys. Or two, he was biased towards Miami, which it seemed pretty obvious.
Why not both?
Why not both? It's a good point. But I did think that Aaron Gordon won. He jumped over Taco Fall. That one fucking 360 thing where he had it out on the side off the backboard was one of the craziest dunks I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree. I don't even think that, to me, Pat Connaughton in the first round could be either one of them. I truly think he dunked better in the first round.
Fair enough.
But
I think Dwight got kind of robbed a little bit too.
I don't think Dwight was up there with the rest of them. I don't.
Fair enough.
But I think that it really comes down to, one, who did they want there? It makes the best storyline. I think that can be countered a little bit with Dwight, but you understand Dwight isn't going to be as impactful of his show.
Dwight didn't have like a 20 dunk repertoire ready.
He doesn't have the physical ability anymore.
No.
Yeah. And
like
so
he couldn't have put on the show that the other guys did.
Exactly.
So there's a reason why he was just put out immediately. His dunks weren't quite as good, but they were still really good. I think they got disrespected is what I'm saying.
Maybe. I think that he had a lot of nostalgia value behind him, but I definitely think that Jaren Jackson did good, but there's no reason that you couldn't have just given it to Aaron Gordon. I almost said Eric Gordon.
That should be his new.
Not a bad name.
We're his new marketing team, Eric Gordon.
Love it. So Eric Gordon probably should have won this time because Jaren Jackson's going to have plenty of opportunities in the future, and he was literally robbed last year. But I mean, I'm not sure if I necessarily think it was like rigged against him. Do you?
Last year?
This year
against Gordon.
Yes.
I don't think it was like 100% like he's going to be the one that loses. I think they were just like he's going to be the one that wins.
Yeah.
Like they just picked their winner. They didn't really care who the loser was.
Maybe they should have thought about it.
But I don't even think it was. I think it was only Dwayne Wade because what it looked like from the
He
video.
wasn't the only one who voted 9 though.
But from the video, they all agreed on the score to make it even, and Dwayne Wade changed from a 10 to a 9. They were going to do another dunk.
Interesting.
So because he ended up getting a 47, and a 48 was what
he needed.
Yeah, to tie, and it was going to take him to another overtime.
May have been more impactful than the rest of the All-Star weekend. Well, some of it wasn't bad.
No, I think there were like the All-Star game itself, I think was good.
Didn't watch the skills comp.
No.
Bam Adebayo. Don't care. Watch the 3-point.
Yeah. Watch that.
I like that.
Yeah. And Dwayne Wade did a great job calling that.
Give me 2 Mountain Dew balls in extra time.
You want 4 total?
Yeah. And I want them.
1 between each rack?
No. So if you don't know currently, there are 5 spots, almost like you're playing around the world in basketball, 1 at each corner, 1 at each wing, and 1 at the top. They added in between the wing and the top ball a further back shot worth 3 points.
30-foot shot.
Mountain Dew ball. I think it should be both of those, and then you get 2 balls next to each other directly behind the top of the key shot. Like almost a logo.
So 3
directly ahead.
3 at 30 feet, or 3 spots at 30 feet, and the dead center one has 2.
Well, the dead center one might be a little bit more, but yeah, it might be more than 30 feet.
Okay.
Yes.
I like it. I would almost even do just 2 and 2 at the spots they had.
I was thinking flow wise, it might work better to have.
The problem is they're just going to have to add more time.
Yeah.
Because the guys were running out of time. It was pretty good, though. Those young shooters did a great job.
But he healed one. Well,
Yeah.
He might be 47. We don't know.
That's true. We don't know his age. Devin Booker put on a good show.
Of course he did.
Trae Young was disappointing.
Yeah. And he knew it. And
yeah.
He tweeted about it. You know, he put it out there that he was disappointing. We all know that. But I don't like how Aaron Gordon went about complaining.
I didn't really pay attention to that, so.
He said he got robbed 3 times. And I tell you what, I do think he got robbed.
Did he say it on Twitter or did he say?
He said it in a video. He said he's not going to do it anymore, the dunk competition, because he's gotten robbed 3 times.
Look, Dwayne Wade's a bully.
Yeah.
He's just a bully.
And we thought Dwayne Wade was so PC.
Nope.
Shame.
He just hates those guys from Orlando.
Interstate rivalry.
Yeah.
So, All-Star Game reviews were good.
Yeah, besides the intro by Common, I didn't watch
mixed
that.
reviews.
Well, I mean, everybody with a blue check mark was like, "Oh, Common, so good."
I saw some other ones that
And then
were like hyping them up. Sorry, yeah. Everybody else was.
Yeah. Drug on a little long. They did a nice tribute to Kobe, which I mean was necessary.
Are you against a nice tribute?
No.
Okay, all right.
But the rest of the stuff,
So should we do it again?
the format,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I thought it
I'm
kept it
fine
more
with it.
competitive, especially the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, I think the best thing that they did was instead of just sitting a time where they're like, all right, play to this time, they actually set a score goal. And those guys seeing that and being like, I'm going to get to there. It made them play harder. And the whole fact of like, it was, playing hard for Kobe. Like Kobe did an interview a few years ago talking about like, people want to see the greatest pickup game of all time. That's why they watch the All-Star game. Like, you should play hard. And so I think they kind of took that mentality into it.
I mean, later on, for sure. But I don't necessarily like them playing for kids' colleges right in front of them. It felt like one of them was about to get Scott's Tots.
Yeah, that was weird because then it's like all the kids, like Team LeBron kids, like ran out, and then Team Giannis kids like sat.
Yeah, you're just sad.
They just sat in the stands.
Oh, I have to pay for college again.
Yeah,
I guess I need to vote for Bernie.
I didn't. That part was weird. Like I think they should just donate to charity.
Yeah,
like it just make it a donation. Like I don't really like the whole competitive aspect of like because it was just randomly split. Like one charity was LeBron. Like they didn't really. Yeah. Those kids had no choice.
What if you were in the same school as one of those kids, and you have to go to school with them the next day?
Yeah, they're like fucking bitch ass Team Giannis.
Oh man, I'd be so mad. Okay, so how do you compare that to the other leagues?
I mean, it was easily.
I'm saying management style. Like that took a lot of balls for Adam Silver to do that and change all of this up.
Yeah, but he has the biggest balls of any commissioner that there is,
and he's probably well worth it. I mean, they've increased revenue by like 700%, given it's not the NFL standard now, but they're doing almost everything that they can do.
There are definitely some good things that they are doing on social. They're doing a lot much better than baseball. Baseball is just becoming irrelevant because they won't give up their basketball is like, let's put content out and let anybody use it and let anybody take it because we just want the most views. Those views in the end will work out for us.
Yes.
The NFL is going to get views no matter what. They don't really have to worry about it. Now they are starting to lose some with the whole streaming aspect, but they're still going to stay strong. They're going to be a powerhouse forever. Basketball is starting to catch up in this whole streaming and social media aspect of everything. They're growing faster than everybody else. And baseball is just left behind in the dust, and I'll talk about that later. But I think overall they're making the best steps as a league to improve like viewing pleasure.
I agree.
And I think that this was not only the best All-Star game I've probably ever seen, it was the best like professional All-Star, Pro Bowl, whatever I've ever seen.
Just go into the MLB.
The MLB? I mean, well, so it's just
keep rolling. There's
so much nobody's on the same page.
Yeah.
They're so scatterbrained right now, and everybody just keeps talking. Like, everybody just keeps making it worse. I didn't give a fuck about what was going on with the Houston Asterisks. I did not care, like, what was going on. It's just like, whatever, give them a punishment. We'll all move on. It'll be fine. Nobody will care. But the more they keep dragging this out and, like, rubbing it in my face that they're not going to do anything, it's like every time I get on Twitter, I have to see a new person's like, get your facts straight. Or even the commissioner's like, what are we going to do? Take away their trophy? It's just a piece of metal. What?
Yeah. I think that
it's just a piece of metal.
The commissioner saying that is huge. I heard a take today that goes, if you just think that your own commissioner's trophy,
it's literally called the commissioner's trophy.
Yeah. Is just a piece of metal, you shouldn't be commissioner anymore.
They're literally players in the league that have grown up their whole life dreaming of holding that piece of metal up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, yeah, what is that going to do?
It's just a terrible way to handle it. The players getting immunity is bullshit. I'm saying in sanctions, even them getting immunity and getting hit, I do understand that. That's player safety. But I definitely don't think that they should just have outright immunity if you can prove that XYZ player was more integral into the cheating or they did it.
It's the dumbest shit. And I think why one of the reasons I'm more mad is just because being a Mizzou fan and doing something so small, really in the grand scheme of things, and being punished the way that we were. You take all your we had scholarships taken away, we had any playoff eligibility taken away, and then it's somebody who openly cheats, and it's shown that it helped them win a World Series, even though like their owner or their GM or whatever was like, I don't think it affected the game. And then they're like, wait, did you just say that? And he was like, well, I didn't say that. And it's like, it gave you an advantage. Like, just admit it. And accept your punishment. Like, they should be punished. I didn't give a fuck what happened, but now I want like the death penalty.
What?
The sports death penalty. Like,
I understand.
It's like ban them from the league. What did
It's impossible.
it literally just happened in soccer.
Relegation.
You always say that wrong.
Yeah, but that creates a different sort of atmosphere where that can happen. That actually can't happen in the MLB.
Why not?
I mean, they can force the owners to sell the team, maybe, if it was like an owner vote, but they couldn't actually just kick that like team out of the league. The other owners wouldn't accept that
Kick them out of the league for 1 year.
As a total revenue standpoint, that's a negative net.
For that one team.
No, because they split some of it. Well, I guess that they don't have a salary cap. It's still...
Baseball is different.
It still is not a good idea. I don't think that that's
Okay,
possible
then,
or viable.
okay, then postseason ban, fine them $50 million.
Okay. Sure.
Like, let them play their games.
$50 million might be low.
Okay, $150 million.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe more.
Fucking
Honestly.
ding them. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
honestly.
saying, like, make it worth it. Show you need to make an example out of them.
Yep.
So you do that. You maybe compound it too. You maybe give player game penalties. So players who were directly involved, suspended X amount of games. And then fine them and give them a postseason ban. And then any other players from other teams, like other teams that are under investigation, you make an example out of the Astros. And then you hand out game bans or like suspensions for other players or coaches.
I think you can even suspend everybody on the team for a short period, or like everybody has to be suspended X amount of games this next season.
Spreads out.
Yeah, the team can just choose it. Or if you leave the team, you get it knocked down a bit. It would just be hard to be competitive if
That's
you
tough.
banned everybody at once.
I think you just have to ban a few players. Like Altuve needs like a 50-game ban.
Yeah, the people who were most involved, I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, so how's the NFL handling everything?
I mean, they're trying to make headlines as well in this quake storm. Myles Garrett just is deciding to talk about the whole Mason Rudolph thing all over again.
Mm-hmm.
He said that in an interview with Mia Kimes that he doubled down and said Mason Rudolph did call him the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what set him off.
Here's my thing.
Release the tapes.
I don't think that's fair. It's huge. I don't think that Myles Garrett comes off to me as a person who would lie about that. He doesn't come off as a person to me who would hammer somebody with a helmet.
I also don't see why, if one of the Pouncey brothers was right next to Mason Rudolph and he just called Myles Garrett the N-word, why he would start swinging on Myles Garrett. I know the whole helmet thing. Just release the tapes. I know that they have the audio.
That's fair. And I think that if he doesn't say it, why don't you release it? I think that's a good question.
It just solves everything, because right now it's just two people. So Myles Garrett, which honestly, I think it was all died down. If he doesn't do this interview, like, people are just slowly forgetting about it, and it'll be news around week 1 next year. But like, I wasn't really worried about it. People from Cleveland maybe were, but like, nobody was really cared about that. And then now he's bringing it back up. And if Mason Rudolph did say it, tapes need to be released, and he needs to be punished. If he didn't say it, tapes need to be released so we can clear his name, so he's not getting like slandered.
Agreed. And I think it's interesting that Mike Tomlin as well backed up Rudolph and said that Antonio Brown, once a Steeler, always a Steeler. We don't have a spot for him currently, but I hope he does well. So Mike Tomlin might just be doing the organizational code there, but supported both of them.
When you're the Steelers coach and you're locked in for life, like I mean, he's doing what he needs to do, but I hope, I don't know what I hope is right. I think I just hope that the tapes come out and so that it can just be done. Because it's another one of those things. It's just like the Astros. It's like, I don't really care about this, but the right thing needs to be done.
Yeah.
So do that and do it so it's not in my face and I don't have to care about it.
I thought you don't care.
They're putting it in my face, so I have to care.
Okay. All right. Well, do you care about the XFL this week? Because I thought it was a little down.
Yeah.
I definitely, wasn't as excited to watch this week. There's a couple games I'm like, oh, I'm interested in these two or these three. But really, I want more teams. I want more excitement. It seems like nobody has made like a huge play, like a huge comeback or just some wild ability. And I get we're working with less players, but we don't even have an explosiveness.
I saw a couple plays. LaDainian Washington had a big play late. Shout out Mizzou Made on like a screenplay. I mean, they didn't win the game. They still lost, but it was a screenplay and he looked pretty good. There was that one sidearm throw in that game as well. Did you see that?
Yes, I did see that. It wasn't bad.
Like there's a couple things that I'm like, oh, and then like I watch him hand the ball off and the running back runs into the back of his offensive lineman and I'm like, oh yeah, this is the XFL.
I think that that's a good point where we have seen that, but they might just not be as publicized because it is the XFL.
Something that is missing. And because I was like, what draws me to the NFL? One, I just love it, but I'm like, I don't have a dog in the fight. Well, what makes me enjoy the NFL when I don't have a dog in the fight? Red zone.
Yeah,
I need
that's part of the reason
action in my face.
I wanted more games was because it's like a Sunday afternoon or a Saturday afternoon. It's like I'm watching one XFL game and college basketball.
When you're a standalone game, it's so much harder. Like every play has to entertain the audience.
Yep.
Whereas if there were like 3 or 4 games going on at once and you could give me a quad box.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm great. Because then it's like, oh, look, we had a big play here. And then you have enough games going on and there's enough action to where you can just rotate and you can constantly give me something that's good. And people would probably pay for, or you just package it up into like an ESPN Plus type deal where it's like, I'd probably give the $5 a month to have access to the XFL Red Zone.
I think that we'd probably stream it, to be honest, but
well, because then it's like, all right, you get XFL Red Zone, you get UFC fights, you get tennis.
Mm-hmm.
There's the college basketball games that we might want to dabble in for a second if we have some money on. So it's like, then it's enough, but I don't know. They'd probably raise the price.
That's fair. And
I'm not paying any more than $5.99 a month.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
But yeah, I probably would stream it. Okay, so you got me there. But still, give me that. Like, there's just, it's like it's a duller league. Like the edge isn't there.
And you have to think that for that league, when you're bringing people in, like you're really actually not bringing in like the casual fan as much,
Yeah.
Like you might have like when you picked up, or you might get some in the cities, but like in between the margins there, like those people are only going to tune in if it's going to be exciting and you have a lot of information.
I do think their social team is doing a good job of trying to bring people in, which I think we've talked about this before. They're continuing their efforts, which are impressive. And I think they're doing a great job of like getting the viewer, like, especially if they already have access to the channel, for them to just look on their Twitter feed and be like, oh, this is going on right now. And like go to whatever channel that they already have, whether it's Fox or ESPN or whatever.
Yeah. I was just flipping through and saw it. And that's why we watched it this weekend.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there are some things that are on the up. I think the Battlehawks look pretty good, even though they just took a loss.
They almost made the comeback that I needed to see.
I think they look pretty good. And I don't know. I think the quality of play is increasing. I do think we'll see, like just from week 1 to week 2, it's just like the buzz isn't there.
Yeah.
I do think we'll see a championship game, which
I would hope so.
Like I think it'll actually go through the full season.
Okay, that's what you mean.
Yeah. So like the AAF ended week 5, week 6
early.
Because this is financially backed, and they do have major like media players in place. Greg Olson's doing a pretty good job for just kind of, he got thrown into the Super Bowl week, and then now he's doing the XFL stuff. I think he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Better than Jason Witten.
Okay.
You got anything else?
No, I don't have as much hate towards Jason Witten. I've just been noticing that from you.
He just sucked in the booth.
I don't disagree, but
He's just a fucking robot.
Okay, all right. Man has a family and kids.
Oh, no, okay. But I don't have as much hate towards Booger as you do.
Oh,
yeah, you hate Booger and Tess, and I hated Jason Witten and Tess with Booger chirping.
I hate Tessitore in the box. I don't hate him other places.
Fair enough.
Oh,
you know who I'm starting to love, and we talked about this as we were watching Rangers Bruins, which I've always liked him, but I forget
Mike Tirico.
Yeah, but I forget his range.
Yeah, I was thinking after you said that, I didn't even really think about it until he was perfectly pronouncing so many hockey names and knew everything that was going on. Like
the man is NBC just takes him and puts him
multifaceted.
Yeah, which I guess he does Monday night. So ESPN and NBC, I don't know. He's going everywhere.
Yeah.
Get that bag. Good for you.
Absolutely.
Anything else you can think of? Oh. Our contest.
Yeah.
So I won.
Yes.
Let's go. By a decent margin.
So, I will offer you something since you did not tell me what the punishment would be.
Okay, what are you going to offer me?
So you have this about, 66-point lead on me currently. So we did our pick of an all-star team and did, points, rebounds worth 2. Refigure it with assists. Assists are also worth 2.
Have you done this math already?
No, I have not. Just to make it fair. And then we will go ahead with your challenge, and you can tell it on air the punishment. You have a 60-point lead.
Okay.
All right. So next week, go ahead and tell people.
So the loser, after this is calculated, the loser will sing the intro.
Mm-hmm.
They will redo Sean Minner's lovely, lovely song and sing the intro for next week's episode.
Oh, it's probably going to be me, but I'm here for it.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun to do. It's fun to not be the loser.
Oh, it's the best when you're the winner.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So,
that is it.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure to check us out. Twitter, Instagram, give us a follow on both. We're really close to 100 followers on Twitter. We'd appreciate getting over that little bump. Like I said, putting out some good content. Hopefully,
check the website.
I think check the website. I'm gonna put up a voicemail, and we're gonna have a phone interview or a phone guest here soon.
Okay.
All right. So we'll see you guys next week. Sneaky Athletic.
Lori lit a cigarette and smiled and waved the smoke out of her face. Well, her black hair brown from the summer sun, green eyes looked around the place. And she told me that she loved me, and I grinned and grabbed her hand and said, I know. Let's get from here now, darling. If we're going, let's go on and go. Well, Lori said her family used to have a little money, and they still act like they do. But your daddy don't think I'm fit to sit in the same room with you. And if I ever set foot in Sevier County, well, your brother said he'd break my jaw. But here I stand with the dark-haired daughter of Southwest Arkansas. And I've been learning that believing in the barely breaking even, it's just a part of life for you and me. And I've been living with loneliness, it's got down in my bones. I guess it's just another phase of being free. And I've been learning how to lose a thing I never laid a hand on all along. Well, good Lord, see Queens dry, so I bought us both a bottle in downtown Broken Bow. Lori's got a buddy with a double wide trailer, they were shaking dominoes. And I had good intentions, still I had too many, I was stupid I suppose. You better put a little money where your mouth is, boy, try to keep it closed. And I've been learning that believing and the barely breaking even, it's just a part of life for you and me. And I've been living with loneliness, it's got down in my bones, I guess it's just another phase of being free. And I've been learning how to lose a thing I never laid a hand on all day long. Well, good Lord, Lori, I love you, could it go more wrong? Well, good Lord, Lori, I love you, could it go more wrong? La, la, well, Lori said, I wonder what we ever went through all this trouble for. You ain't half of who I thought you was, and this ain't fun no more. And her words cut clean through